Alright, ladies and gents, we are going to do a full drivetrain swap on this 97 XJ. This vehicle I got from Tennessee. It was two-wheel drive, sadly, and it was a 5-speed manual, and I know everyone loves the 5-speed, but I prefer an automatic, and I'm planning to DD this on occasion, especially during winter. I am in the Midwest, so it's about to snow fairly shortly in our life here. So let me show you what I got going on, and I apologize. I'm actually doing this in a 10 by 20 storage unit, and I'll tell you what, it's super tight. I stripped the whole Jeep in here, and I would have showed you guys it, but it would have been a nightmare to film. So let me show you what I got, guys. Here is the drivetrain, good old Pittsburgh. Transmission, T-case. Boy, that was a nightmare and a half. It's completely stripped. As you can see, I actually put the front axle in already. That was actually the worst part of this thus far. As you can see, it doesn't actually have the fuse box or anything. One of the things you need for the swap, believe it or not, is the wiring harness that sits on the left-hand side with the fuse box. It actually plugs in two locations. And it's going to get dark in here, and I apologize. I wonder if I have my light in here. Probably don't. You guys cannot see that. Let me see if I have my light somewhere. I was planning to record this earlier, and it did not go as planned, as obviously. Well, one of the wiring harnesses actually plugs in there into that spot right there. Okay, and I still have to take out the clutch pedal assembly. That's actually one whole piece with the clutch and the brake pedal, and that's fairly easy to take out. It's 4 bolts, and your booster pops off, and then you're able to take that off. The other one is actually down over there. It's 2 wires, and it plugs on the far left-hand side, and I'll show you guys that one once I actually have light in here. That's literally the hardest part. But as you can see, it's not the hardest swap in the world, but it indeed is very much time consuming. The Cherokee itself is in rather phenomenal condition, and it's one of the reasons why I drove all the way to Tennessee to get it. There's the transfer case, extra close for when I actually have to work in here. Transmission, engine wiring harness. Note, this is actually a 2000s motor out of a 2000s Cherokee. And yeah, so we're actually going to stick with that coil pack system. If you can see it hither, doesn't have that. So my plan was to try to clean this up because the motor has low miles. It's from LKQ with 130,000+ miles on it, but apparently in the Midwest right now we have a storage unit shortage due to the people moving out of their houses and renting, I guess. But this is tight space. Believe it or not, I'm going to be able to grab all of that, lift it, and just shimmy it over, and then hopefully drop it in with enough space to roll back. That engine hoist is really large for the job. I do gotta clean this stuff up a bit though. The guy I got it from was a complete and utter joke. There is some body damage right here. It's crinkled. I did not notice this when I picked the Jeep up, but for as clean as it is, after I get this actually converted, and when I do the conversion, it's going to be stock for the winter because I kind of want to drive it for the winter, and then when summertime comes around, I'm gonna take it to a body shop to get that fixed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and most likely do a long arm kit. And it looks like Rusty's is gonna win on the long arm kit because they have a 4-link, and I really like the 4-link that's not a radius arm setup. To be honest, in my opinion, it's better. But believe it or not, I pulled this damn thing in here by myself, and that was a task and a half. And the old Jesus Christ paid for our sins is going to be sticking on this forever. It's never coming off. It's too cool. Why would I remove it? Whew. I'll tell you what, don't ever remove the drag link on the axle. Literally makes it impossible to move. I'll try to get a better images and video of this later, but yeah, this is a storage unit. If you ever had to ask yourself, can you do a swap, an engine swap, a transmission swap in a storage unit? The answer is yes, as long as no one finds out. I'll probably try to post some pictures up of the part Cherokee that I pulled. Runs and drives. All the doohads from, because when it left this storage unit, guys, it left with absolutely nothing in it. It had no axles, the only thing I left on it was the leaf springs and some of the internal door parts. But I stripped that thing to the bone. Myself. It took me about 7 hours to do it, but I did it. We got a complete drivetrain, and the wiring harness from this 2000 Cherokee is actually in the trunk. I would have showed you what it looks like, but I'm losing light and I didn't bring any external light, so. But that'll be it for now, guys. Keep you guys updated once I actually start working on this thing. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.